really want to go get some manhandlers, and maybe for dessert we can have a banana hammock. How about that?
And now, Cheese Wits.
Bonjour.
Look at you driving.
I know, right?
How you going to get your computer started this way?
Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening.
Probably not.
And there's a good bet that I will lose you a few times as I'm driving in the White Mountain area of New Hampshire.
Oh, so this will be one of those times when I lose both you and Chris. Hi, Chris. And
I'm actually at home doing nothing.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, nothing?
And now Wally's in the car.
I mean, I was touching myself, but now I'm not.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Wow, thank you, Divinals.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very nice. I know obscure music reference. Wally? What's that?
What are you doing in New Hampshire?
Okay, so I was delivering something to somebody, bringing something to somebody, and well, I've got to tell you because this guy's name is fantastic. His name was Shartner. How beautiful of a name is that? And as it turns out, he was a big shit. Because the address that he gave for the delivery of this item was 6 fucking miles from where he actually lived. So I didn't get it till I had to call him. It was fucking put me behind by 20 minutes. And he's laughing about it. Oh, I'm at the strawberry farm. You can't miss me. You know where I am. I said, fucking no. I'm from fucking 80 miles away, cocksucker. Laugh about it like all I've got to do is fucking bring shit pants his fucking package.
So in other words, he deserved having grown up with that name.
Oh, he absolutely deserved to be grown. I wonder if that was so. Did
the chicken come before the egg, or did the egg come before the chicken?
Yeah, I wonder if Shart. When did that become a thing? What was it? I don't remember that being a thing when I was a teenager.
No, I don't either.
I don't remember Shart being something that was, bantied about in polite conversation.
I don't think anybody's going to base a last name on that either. I mean, you haven't heard of Johnny Motherfucker, have you? And that clearly predates a Shart.
No, but Shart. But now he's got to be. There's got to be more insane fucks like us who listen to hear his name and go, Shartner.
Would you like to know the origin of the word?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
When Shart emerges isn't exactly known, but it's recorded by at least 2001 on a Usenet group and made its Urban Dictionary debut in 2003. Earlier digital instances appear to be common typos for words like sharp and short. The 2004 comedy Along Came Polly helped popularize the term.
So it was not a term.
Wally. Jesus, that Ben Stiller piece of shit?
Yeah.
Was that Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
Yeah, piece of Shart.
Yeah. Wow. How amazing is this fucking internet's thing?
It's pretty
that you
amazing.
can just go and find the origin of a ridiculous word like Shart.
What would we have done if Al Gore had never invented it?
Oh, that cocksucker.
We'd still be jerking off to magazines.
Who says I don't?
Well.
Who says I don't? Go find me the 1978 Words catalog.
Oh, listen. So I used to collect, back when I was looking for things to collect, I used to collect old Montgomery Ward's and Sears catalogs. And some of the amazing shit about a Sears catalog is way back in the day, you could buy a house in a Sears catalog. You could buy a house. You could buy a pair of leisure pants and a house.
You could.
In the Sears catalog. How amazing is that when you look at, is there even a Sears left anymore?
Yeah, really.
They are reopening, believe it or not, in some places.
Didn't you buy an appliance there, Chris?
I tried to buy an appliance there, and after about, 40 minutes of being ignored like a common, Shart, I said no, and I left.
I can already see that the title of this episode needs to be Shart Cheddar.
Probably.
Oh, that's
Cheddar.
good. Look at you. Always thinking, right? You better write that down, girl.
I'm writing it right now.
Because if you're anything like me, 3 minutes into this, you will have already forgotten it if you're anything like me.
Well, luckily, I'm actually recording everything we're saying right now. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but even listen, recorded, it would go right by me. I'd be saying that. I thought we had a fucking name for this show, and it would go right by me, and I'd miss it entirely. I miss everything. I'm definitely getting old person brain.
Yeah. Well.
And
there he goes.
Having a
stroke.
Absolute. Not like I need hospitalization, but just. Did I go away?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, you
Chris
went
went away?
away. You went away into fucking. I'm pretty sure Verizon.
What's
hell.
happening here?
Yeah. Well,
What's happening?
He has no idea what's going on.
No, he doesn't.
Can you see him shaking his head around?
Yeah,
It looked like it was Mars Attacks. Like it was.
Yeah, I am.
I was going to say he's having a brain shart, but
So you can't hear me?
well, we can hear you.
Is he trying to sign to us?
I think he is, but his picture's all screwed up. So
yeah,
even
exactly.
if we could,
I think he.
Oh, you can.
Oh my God! He just signed
Wow.
something anti-Semitic at me. Look at that.
so not only is he dropping out,
Oh,
but he's on a
God.
delay.
No. my picture isn't all.
I have no idea what you just said.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that Wally is well away from civilization and watching bears fuck in the trees right now.
He did say he was in the mountains.
Well, look at that. Now it's just spinning.
Well, so, speaking of driving, you know how I hate to brag, but remember when I was working with you in Maryland, Chris?
I
My
do.
picture is not all messed up. I'm messed up.
Okay.
That's just me. Oh, no, Chris, you laugh. This is what we live with every week with you.
Really? I thought my voice would be in sync with my picture at least.
Well, you don't generally show a
Are you
picture.
still laughing at me?
Yeah.
Well, so it is in sync then every time.
Yeah, every time. Anyway. Oh, look,
So
Wally,
when we were working together.
Wally has cleared up. So back when we were working together, I remember hearing that Washington, D.C. had the second worst commute in the nation.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking bad.
Well, guess what? Washington, D.C.'s commute has gotten significantly better. Meanwhile, Nashville now tops the list for the worst
Because
commute.
nobody goes into fucking work anymore.
Apparently they do here.
So much pride.
I know.
Are you taking pride in that, Jess?
I absolutely am. We got to be number one for something.
By the way, I want to tell you right now I am using my car's Wi-Fi, and I switched off before I was using the global Wi-Fi. Now I'm just using the AT&T Wi-Fi in my car,
Okay.
and it seems to be working.
It
Look at
does.
to
this
be
fancy
working.
fuck.
Now your picture's only slightly delayed from your sound, but the sound is coming through.
Oh, that's like you're watching Netflix then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking Netflix all the time, and I can't stand to watch it. I have
But you
to
know,
turn it off.
if you pause it and then unpause it, it fixes itself.
Yeah,
I
most
try
of the time.
that. Yeah, most of the time I try that, and then what I end up having to do is just disconnect and reconnect, and then I go with the wired instead of the wireless, and
Oh, I don't
it's
do
a
any
whole.
of that shit.
It's a mishgosh, a mishigosh.
I
That's
press
what it is.
pause and then press play. Done.
Yeah, I don't have that, but you know, for whatever reason, I just that's not what I get. I get the you're screwed up guy. Look, can you believe how dark it's getting?
Well,
Oh yeah, that was a nice treat yesterday. Leaving Pittsburgh at 4:45, and it was just blackout.
It really, you know what? I can understand why people get what do they call it? The winter blues or
Seasonal
the
depression.
Seasonal depression.
Yep.
and
Yeah,
I suffer.
Same.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, it really is horrible. But this morning, I went out and at I don't know, it was, it got light around 6:00 this morning, but right now it is 4:10 Eastern, and it's almost, well, Chris is in the same place. It's almost dark.
Yep.
This sucks. Get rid of it. I thought we were done with daylight savings. I know there was a movement, at least in Maine, to get rid of daylight savings. There was actually a movement to go to Atlantic time, which is an hour and a half ahead. Not an hour and a half.
Oh, that would fuck everybody
ahead. Oh my God.
They voted.
I wish.
We voted here in Tennessee in 2016 to stop changing. And I don't remember whether we voted to keep daylight savings time or daylight standard time, but whichever one it was required federal authorization, even though we voted for it. And now I believe it's been approved by the federal government for everybody to stop making the change, but they're keeping daylight saving time. So the one where we lose an hour in the spring, that's the one we're keeping.
So we're
in the spring we jump ahead. Right, yeah, oh yeah. So this spring we're going to jump ahead and that'll be it?
Well, I don't know if that'll be it because they keep telling us we're not going to do it anymore and then we keep doing it. So I don't know when it actually goes into effect.
The federal government hasn't passed anything useful in many a year.
True.
So why would we expect them to do something now? Is beyond me.
Right.
Yeah. It's not, now that we've got the new cult leader as the head of the Congress or the Speaker of the House. That guy's a wackadoodle, you guys. That's a crazy guy. Mr. Crazy. You want to talk about a guy who doesn't support women's rights and LG alphabet? Him. Nothing. He wants abortion banned across the country, that homosexuality should be a crime, like a crime that, puts you in jail.
What fucking year is it?
Apparently it's 1964.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but this guy is he's just crazy. Yeah, look, I am not liking this whole no sun daylight thing. I'm hoping that they change that because I don't necessarily get seasonal depression, but I definitely hate it, and I definitely find myself wanting to go to sleep much earlier in the day.
Yeah. And
I don't like that. I don't like that either. So I guess maybe that is a little bit of a depression because one of the signs of depression is wanting to sleep a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I do have a little bit of seasonal depression. Yeah, look at.
I used to like to sleep around a lot. Is that a depression?
Oh.
Well, that's a different kind of illness.
Okay.
Is that an illness?
Definitely. Yeah, is that an illness? I think it is. I think that's a loathing, a self-loathing thing.
Oh, you're right. I used a lot of lotion. Correct.
Did you say I use a lot of lotion?
I like it. Oh, I'm very. If I start to nod off, you guys just wake me up.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Driving in this kind of weather or this kind of a daytime where the sun is where it is right now, it hits me right in the eyeballs, and it definitely puts me in a sleepy mode.
And you're not wearing any sunglasses.
What's that? No, I'm wearing my regular glasses.
Yeah.
Which I really don't. I only need them when my eyes start to get tired. So that's why I'm saying, if you see me start to nod off. Oh, by the way, so the other morning, I am out. I don't know. It's like 5:30 in the morning. I stop at one of those places to get gas. So we have we have some gas stations here now that are not manned at all. It's just to put your card in and pump gas. There's no people. Yeah. It's not at a gas station. It's just a couple of gas pumps. So that's new here. I stopped to get gas and can't get gas, and I'm almost out of gas. Because why? Because where I pumped gas the previous day kept $100 of my fucking money. Do you have that where you use your debit card and they keep $100 of it and charge you for the gas you pumped?
No.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Yeah. I was
Well, I don't know.
fucked.
I don't use my debit card and gas pumps, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't use a credit card at gas pumps, and in these places, obviously, you can't use, because I don't use the credit card because I'm not going to pay fucking 29.9% or 50, whatever the credit card thing for my own, when I can use my own money.
I don't do that
pay
either.
no
I pay my credit card off every month, but I use the card, one, to protect the money in my bank account so that a motherfucker holding $100 can't, that doesn't affect me in any way. And two, because I get points, so I can get like Southwest flights and stuff. But I just pay it off. So I put my monthly expenses on the credit card, and when I buy gas or groceries or whatever, it all goes on the credit card, and then I just pay it off at the end of the month. So I'm not paying any interest on it.
I'm not nearly that smart.
Hey, and listen, I got a debit card that I don't mind them, taking it from, because I put the card in the machine, and before I put it in, I push a little button on the card and it generates a PIN number, judging by where my phone is and all this sort of geolocation shit.
What?
So I get a different number every time I go through.
Okay.
For real?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What bank is that?
Bank of America.
Shut the front door.
The Communist
I
Bank
like
of
that.
America.
That's awesome.
But they could
Wally, though,
Boy, that was
Does it still treat it like a debit card, Chris? Because
it does.
they could
It
still
does.
do that $100 hold thing on your account, right?
They can. Bank of America releases it immediately, though.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't had any problems with it.
Yes. So I had to call the bank, but I had to wait till the bank opened, and then I could get gas. I could have used the credit card, but at that point it becomes a thing with me, right? Because I just can't give it up. I want my anger to just fester. I want to be angry about the situation, so I'd rather bitch about it to myself and be angry about it, so that I can really, really send the store, Bros 2, it's called Bros 2, an evil message on how pissed I am at them. And I looked at their Yelp page, and all their Yelps are horrible. I just happened to be in a place where that was the place where I was going to get gas. I was in the middle of nowhere, and that was the nowhere place that had gas. And so I went there, and I was going to write some bad stuff on their Yelp, and went to their Facebook, and so many other people had already beat me to it. I couldn't have come up with anything worse than what people had already written on
I was going to ask if you needed me to write a firmly worded letter.
Oh, I'm pretty good at the firmly. Remember, I wrote a firmly worded letter to Volvo and got a brand new vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all I got was a couple of cases of Coke.
I mean, that's better than me. This hotel we stayed at outside of Pittsburgh, I wrote a Google review on it. And the first thing I wrote was, I don't understand all of the hate on this hotel. I don't know why anybody gives it 2 stars when it clearly deserves only 1. And here's why.
Yeah, so you want to see the letter I wrote when I broke my back in the hotel in Ohio, and they wouldn't pay for my ambulance ride or anything, and I tried to sue this hotel chain. I wanted to sue the hotel chain. I had a lawyer. The lawyer contacted them. They denied any wrongdoing. Blah blah. I tore them up, and they didn't care. They're still fine.
How I feel like there's more of a story there.
Oh, well, the part of the story is, the legal part of it is, in Ohio, it's expected that you'd see that a shower would be wet and you could slip and fall. So there's a protection for hotels.
Oh.
So you really can't sue them. And if you want to sue them, you're going to have to probably hire a high-end lawyer, not a lawyer who keeps a third. Because I contacted a personal injury lawyer, the best one in the state, and they write a strongly worded letter to the hotel chain, and they said, fuck you. So that was it. That's going to take years.
Here we go again.
I know.
C-3PO there?
Gone. Probably the second bus 2 years. And at that point, it's just like.
I have no idea what he just said.
It sounded like something about getting a rifle in the ass, and I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that could possibly mean.
I've
but
never
I'm
had a
picturing
hotel
Wally,
even offer such
Wally's
a thing.
writing this letter.
Road.
He's writing this letter to the hotel.
Yeah.
And, you know, it says, "Dear you miserable dicks at Marriott, this is Wally Bruce again." You know, yada, yada, yada. And nothing happens. So he contacts the law firm of Dicker and Dunker and sees what they'll do.
Dicker?
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
I hardly know her.
Dewey and Dunker, that was Ted Kennedy's law firm, wasn't it?
I use the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Okay.
Yeah. But so that's what
You
happened.
can't hear me, right?
You slipped in the shower and broke your back?
Yeah, I slipped in the shower, fell out of the shower, hit my back on the toilet, got knocked out because I also hit my head, and was on the floor for, I don't know, a half hour or so, knocked out.
Fuck.
And then broke the bottom 2 vertebrae in my back. The vertebrae that holds my ass in place.
Wow.
Those last 2, yeah.
That seems unpleasant.
And yeah, that was not great. That was not fantastic. All I did is I stepped. There is a funny side to this, and the funny side is I was very much like a cartoon character as I was reaching for the shower curtain, going bing, 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 pulling at the shower curtain, trying to get it, and it's just all those plastic things that hold the shower curtain onto the rod, which the rod was fucking immovable, but the curtain just came off. So I woke up laying on the floor like I was leaving Las Vegas, wrapped in a shower curtain and not able to move, naked on the floor.
Fantastic.
Not a fantastic situation for me.
How I spent my summer vacation.
Yeah, that was a bad time. Wasn't a good time.
Yeah, I would imagine
for me. Yeah, so that was my my saga. What I think is it was during COVID. They were using very beginning of COVID. They were using bleach in the shower to clean the shower, and you know bleach is super slippery, right? And I don't know if you know bleach is super slippery, but it is.
I knew that. No.
Yeah, it doesn't taste good either.
Look,
No.
I don't clean.
No.
I have people for that.
Yeah. Don't let them use bleach in your shower.
Hey, Chris, I saw you bragging about a full bowling alley on Sunday.
We were in outside of Pittsburgh at a bowling tournament, 10-lane bowling alley, 6 people in each lane for this thing. So it was well attended and everybody was squeezed in.
Wow, that's a lot.
And was that just participant? Was that just participants for the tournament?
That was just people playing.
Also,
So
I
that
saw
was kind of neat.
your mother being interviewed about a bowling alley.
The bowling alley.
What?
The bowling alley where she broke water with me and met my father and all that sort of shit finally reopened after a flood. And she happens to be the day that my former employer, WTOP, is there doing a story on the place. So Lizzie, the microphone hog.
Yeah, she was on there a bunch of times.
Oh, yeah, she had to get right on that fucking camera. That's for sure. And then, true story, we're on the way to Pittsburgh. Now, was it in Pittsburgh? I don't remember. No, I was on the way to the bowling alley on Friday night talking to my parents. And Christopher, I can't pull up the goddamn thing on my computer. It comes up and it shows an ad for the beer of the week. And then it only plays 1 minute of the story. And then my father jumps on. Lizzie, the thing's fucking fine. I'll come up and take, but it's only a minute worth. And all my friends have shown me this on their phone. Christopher, everything was fine until we got this high-speed internet in this house, and you fucked it all up.
I was going to say, from that interview, your mom seems like a firecracker.
Oh, no shit. My mom is the firecracker that you light off in the corner of the fireworks store, and it's got a real slow, but when it goes off, it takes a city block. Okay?
Did you post that, Chris?
Oh, yeah, it's on my page.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, take a look at it.
I want to see that.
You'll realize who my mother is when you see the old woman.
Well, what's nice though, it sounds like they actually had somebody on there who could speak the language and doesn't make you fearful for the rest of humanity.
Oh, well, I'm fearful.
Well, you live in the same house, or no, you don't live in the same house.
I don't live with that. Jesus Christ Almighty! What am I, 6? No, yeah. I don't. Still live at home, but but old people are generally just fucks. We walked into the Eat and Puke up in Pittsburgh, which is a restaurant called Eaton Park, but we call it the Eat and Puke. And we walked in, and Jenna is just the nicest girl under God's green earth. She is such the anti-Roth. It's just so crazy. And she walks in, and there's this woman, and she says, "Good morning." And this woman looks at her and says, "I don't know you." That was the tone set for most of yesterday. Actually,
that's gonna be me someday.
Oh, absolutely, it's gonna be you. Are you kidding? I passed by the old stomping grounds today. I was my friend had some stuff that he wanted to get me, and he lives over by the Key 103 transmitter. So I came back on Route 40, and I'm like, "Oh, there's me and Jess's romantic gas station wine." There it is. There it is. I was like, God, should I take a picture, or is this going to set Jess back 30 years? I don't know. I said, let's just not.
You could have. I had therapy today. It would have been fine.
Oh, I never referred to it as therapy. I used to refer to it as baggage drop off. So,
Jess, on your therapy, do you see your therapist? Do you see them? I assume you're doing online therapy.
I mean, I can choose. I can go into her office, or I can do it virtual. But yeah, I see her.
Oh, no, that's what I meant. Do you guys? Is it just audio, or is it audio and picture?
No, it's fit. It's basically what we do here.
Oh, so that's good. Yeah. So I think that the therapy thing without picture, I think with picture is much more effective. I think. I don't know if it is or not, because I like to see my therapist's reaction.
Yeah.
Or what their eyes are saying, what their face is saying, as opposed to what their verbiage is saying.
What's funny about that is my therapist told me, and she hosts a podcast, and she says she has said on there frequently that she tells all of her clients on their first visit, I can't always control what my face does. So if you think that there's something, if I make a facial expression and you don't understand it, please call me out on it, and I can, explain what I'm thinking.
Right. Oh yeah. Because sometimes the therapist might say, "Well, that happens a lot." And you look at their face says, "What the fuck is going on?" you want to be able to say, "Yeah, I hear what your voice is saying, but your face is saying something entirely different."
Yeah.
But I think that's important, because I mean, even therapists are human, right?
Of course.
So they're going to have some holdback sometimes, and you have to expect that's going to be the case. They always catch up on it in the end, but in the moment they want you to just spill your guts, so they're not going to, try to demean you or tell you you're nuts.
Right. Until
the next time they talk to you and say, last time you said this thing, you're nuts. You're fucking crazy. You are absolutely nutty. All right, I'm coming into a little time. I may lose you here in this little fucking time. I'm back in Maine now, finally.
Oh, hallelujah.
Isn't there something about, so when you travel, Chris, you drive a lot. Jess, it's hard to bring this up to because she doesn't drive enough. But when you're driving, Chris, do you have a sense of, does your fucking body sort of get at ease when you arrive back in your home state?
No, not really. When I got back to Maryland from Pennsylvania yesterday, I was
it's Maryland. I'm sorry. Yeah.
The fuck did we come back here for?
Yeah, it's Maryland.
But then again,
it's Maryland.
I go into Pennsylvania, and I've never been in Pennsylvania when the sun is shining. And yesterday was also that day, but I don't feel dirty in Pennsylvania. But you drive over 76, take 76 through Philly, and you cross the Delaware Memorial Bridge and get into New Jersey, and you're like, oh Christ, I need a bath. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I am not a fan of driving in New Jersey. I mean, in Pennsylvania, anywhere.
No, because the roads are shit.
The roads are absolutely horrible, and the cops will get on you for being in the wrong lane.
Yeah. And they tax the fuck out of you and still don't fix the roads. If you live in Pennsylvania, they tax the shit out of you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't groove to that. They are very tenacious. The police in Pennsylvania are very tenacious on handing out summons and tickets and collecting money, and it's like they've got a fucking, like they're playing like Super Bowl squares, and they've each got a square. And how many okay, let's see. You gave 4 tickets for that and 7 for this. Oh, you won the $100 jackpot.
You know what?
Good for you.
I'm going to give out 7 tickets today, you cocksucker.
I feel like maybe New York might be the same way. I have a friend who, I don't remember if I've told you guys this story or not, but she was flying into New York, and the bag that she was using used to be her gun range bag. And she lives in Virginia. But she hadn't used it as a gun range bag in a while, and she had traveled with it several times. But it just so happens that flying into New York, or leaving New York, actually, when they scanned her bag, found a bullet. One bullet.
Oh, wow.
Shut up.
And because they found one bullet, she had to be pulled aside and searched. She had to come back and go to court because it's illegal to own that ammunition, and she didn't have a license for it, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what do they think you're going to do with one fucking bullet and no gun? Throw it at somebody really hard?
Was that a federal crime?
I don't remember if it was, but I know that she had to go back to New York a couple months later for court.
Wow.
Man, because did she have that bullet on? Had she been on the plane with that bullet?
No, it was as she was going in through security.
Oh, wow. Yeah, 'cause, man, there's something I'm going to say. There's a few things that make people sexy, I think, in certain ways. Women who drive motorcycles, I find that to be a sexy thing.
Okay.
And I know that's an old man sexist thing to say, but I find it attractive. I find women who drive motorcycles, not ride them, drive them, operate them to be attractive. I also find women who know how to handle a gun, the idea of handling a gun, I find that attractive in a woman as well. I'm not sure why, but I just do. There's weird things about people that I think just are sort of attractive.
I don't necessarily think that's sexist.
To others. Huh?
I don't think that's sexist.
Well, but now listen, Chris tells a story about his lady saying hi to a woman, hey, how's your day? And they're like, you don't know me. Can you imagine me saying to a woman, and I find your ability to handle a weapon attractive. You don't know me. Bang, bang, bang. How sexy do you find it now, motherfucker? You don't know. You fucking don't know.
When you look at a woman and you say, I really find it attractive that a woman can handle a weapon, and you point to your crotch with 2 fingers, that's probably going to get you fucked up, Wally.
That is a little problematic.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
But I am long past that kind of stuff, right? I'm long past it for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm 60. And so that takes me off the attractive or scouting list. I'm no longer scouting for anything. I haven't been scouting, for 35 years or so. A little longer. I got to figure out how long Jody and I have been together. But I haven't been scouting for a long time. So that takes me off that list. So that's my motivation is not because I'm trying to, be whatever. Hey, I'm a guy and I got some time, honey. You want to get together? I like the way you handle that pistol. I've got a pistol for you to handle. Yeah, so I'm long past that. But people are not long past the idea that fucking men in general are pieces of dog meat.
I mean,
in most cases.
Many can be, yes, but I think
And if
also,
they're saying something pleasant,
if you're not saying the only way a woman can be sexy is if she knows how to handle a weapon, that would be a different thing.
oh no.
If you were saying,
No, I think
in
that's
order for me to find you attractive, you have to be able to handle a gun.
Yeah,
that would be stupid.
Yeah, no, that's not. I find that trait attractive, as well as all kinds of other traits. But that's one of them I find to be attractive. I find that to be an attractive trait. Like, I'm sure some guys find a woman who can cook a great pasta attractive.
Mm-hmm.
They used to. What was he saying? The way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's just not.
Maybe it was in 1950.
Yeah, it's not anymore because they invented the microwave, and they invented microwave better than most people can cook.
Mm-hmm.
So $1.99 in a lean cuisine and a 900-watt microwave, that might be the way to a man's stomach.
Lean cuisine,
and not cook. What's that?
Lean cuisine, though?
No, lean cuisine.
Well, I don't know.
That's just.
I don't eat any of those foods, so I'm just picking the one that I see in there. I don't know. How do you handle a hungry man? What was that one? Manhandlers? What's that meal?
It was called
Hungry
man.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Manhandlers. That's good. That's good. I really want to go get some manhandlers, and maybe for dessert we can have a banana hammock. How about that?
No. Fuck you. They had a meal called that because I remember the ad. The ad was, how do you handle a hungry man?
It was Hungry Man Dinners.
It was Hungry Man.
Yeah, but that was the ad. The meal was called the Manhandler or something. I can't do an internet. Jess, Jess.
I'm Googling.
Put up your Google.
Manhandlers.
Jesus Christ.
That's Swanson's Manhandlers?
About to say, he's confusing it with fucking Mrs. Swanson in the ass with a Salisbury steak.
Oh, my God. Wait a minute.
What?
Is it real?
Campbell's Manhandlers Soup. How do you handle hungry man? Hold on.
Handlers. Oh, it was the soup.
It was soup. It was Campbell's.
Maybe it wasn't a frozen meal. So maybe it wasn't the frozen meal. Maybe it was the soup.
Give me the soups that can handle a man-sized hunger. The Manhandlers.
See? Wow. So, yeah, hello. So that's the world we used to live in, Chris.
The world we used to live in was the poster that's hanging on the wall of my bowling alley that says, "Beat your wife tonight. Take her bowling."
Oh, my God.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Do you have that hanging in the bowling alley?
Absolutely. I got a picture of fucking Richard Nixon bowling, too.
Oh, my God. That's... okay, so it brings up something I was thinking today. So I've been listening to... have you guys ever heard of Car Talk? Used to be on WBUR in Boston.
Yeah, my dad was a big fan of that show.
Yeah, Click and Clack. So I've been listening to their podcast. There's they've got 800 shows. Of course, one of the guys died from Alzheimer's a few years back, and they haven't done that show since 2002. Even though they still got 5 million people that listen to the podcast of old shows. So I was listening to it, and when they were going off the air, Harry Shearer just hammered them as just called them lame, and the comedy was lame. And yeah, it was, because it's blue collar shit, dummy. And who the fuck is I understand Harry Shearer. He might think he's a highbrow comedian of some sort, but most people don't live in New York City, in Manhattan, in that area.
But you know what, too? Everybody has an opinion. Doesn't mean it's right or good.
Oh, when he would go, whenever he would go on a show and he would be asked about that, he would just dog them immensely. He would dog them. I say, well, you do one good movie, you do some voices maybe, and suddenly you're somebody. Fucking try to get 5 million viewers on a radio show every week. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've been listening to those. I was listening to those guys, and I go back and listen to it and just say, God damn it! A lot of the stuff they say you could not say anymore, because some of that comedy, they have one where if they're talking to a caller who's particularly got a tough question, all of a sudden you hear an Asian voice, a ding dong in an Asian voice saying they've got a delivery of Chinese food, but it's accent. You could never do that.
No.
You could never do it because it goes like delivery, Chinese food, and you cannot do that anymore.
No.
The wife being, the fun to it.
There he goes again.
We all get it, huh?
You're cutting out again.
I'm gone.
Nope, you're back.
All right. Back roads, man. Back roads. I think I'm in Freiburg or somewhere.
So
yeah.
I got
but
another call
today. I like
today.
that you have that up.
What?
You got a what? You got a what?
Wait, you like that what's up?
I like that Chris has that poster up because I hope people get to figure out that it's not supposed to be heinous or mean.
No, it's mean. We encourage battery.
Excellent.
Jess, what did you say you had? You got what?
I got another call today to sell my brother's house.
You did?
I did.
Why don't you just go ahead and sell it, Jess?
In fact, when I answered my phone, they asked if I was him. And I went, "What?" And they said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mrs." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And they said, "But do you happen to own the house at?" And I said, "Do you happen to look at the do not call list at all?" And then she hung up on me.
You don't know me.
Oh.
See, I'm almost there, Chris.
Me.
I'm almost that lady.
Yeah. Well, just before we went on the air here, I got this. Your package has been put on hold because the street number is missing from the package. Please check and submit the correct address.
I've recently gotten a whole bunch of those texts about the USPS not being able to deliver the package. Yeah,
me too. So I filled one out, but then I decided not to send it. But I filled it out with using Chris vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, fuck you, Lane.
Yeah.
Right. I was 1, 2, 3, fuck you, Lane, and I didn't send it because I was worried that maybe it'll send my something about me or get my phone number, and then so I'm going to go online. So what I am going to do, I've decided to do this. I am going to make an email address strictly for this kind of shit, and it's just going to be so when I get when people want your email address to sign up for something, and I want to sign up for some of these things, like when I want to read like the New York Times, in order to read the rest of the story, we need your email address. So I've decided to put my new email address is going to be for this stuff, no fucking way, at nofuckingbay.com. Mm-hmm. But it actually will be at nofuckingbay at AOL.com because so that way you can send whatever you want as long as I can one time confirm it. What?
At AOL.com.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to use AOL.com. I don't want to use like Gmail. I want to use it to be so fucking evident that I find you to be fucking abhorrent. And if I could find something worse.
There have been websites where I have tried to give just a completely fake email address, like nofuckingbay at nofuckingbay.com. And they're like, cool.
Yeah, I use that.
Well, but then they're like, cool, we just sent you a link to confirm.
Right. That's exactly why I'm getting an email address.
Yeah.
And I'm getting it if it's do you use nofuckingbay at nofuckingbay.com? I use that.
Something like that. Not your fucking business.
Yeah, I use
Fred at flintstone.org.
Yeah, any of those.
I'm going to get one because I get that too. That we sent you an email, please confirm. And I want to read the fucking story on the New York Times, but I can't read it because they've sent me the email, and I don't want to give them my email address because then I'm going to get fucking whatever I read about. Mm-hmm. If whatever it is I'm reading about, I'm going to get fucking gads of email about that subject.
Well, no,
whatever it is.
That's just going to show up in your Facebook feed.
You're a Google phone, aren't you, Wally?
No, I don't got. No, it's just a
So it's not an iPhone.
No, it's not an iPhone. It's not a Google phone. It's a
Android.
Whatever the other
iPhone's
one
got
is.
this thing
Android.
where you if you pull up the browser in the iPhone and it's got a paywall, you just click a button up top that says show reader view and it shows you the whole story. So you don't have to fuck with that.
That's see.
On
So
my
what I
computer-
have been doing when I want to read that stuff is I hit refresh, and usually on the third or fourth refresh, it leaves the story up.
Oh, no kidding.
But yeah, well, that's what I found on some of it, because even my local paper does the same thing. And I used to have a subscription to the local paper, and I used to have a deliver, because I'm a guy who likes the paper, but that now they just don't have it at all. But when it cost more to use the internet version of the paper than it did to have the paper delivered, I said, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
There is no way I'm paying more for the internet version and the reason why, not because there's less news, because the internet version is much more intrusive.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's fucking so intrusive. It's just pop-up after pop-up, and here's this. Oh, we saw you read a story about this, and we saw you take a look at this ad. Well, here's 5 more ads for fucking double burgers with French fries from 8 more places who we've sold your name to.
Now,
Fuck you guys.
I have an ad blocker on my browser on the computer. So if I'm looking at a website, most of the time it blocks out the ads, and if it doesn't, you can actually go on the ad blocker and say block this element. But if it's lately there's been a lot of sites that are like, hey, we see you're using an ad blocker, and you're not allowed to look at this with an ad blocker on. Some of them let you.
Same here.
Some of them will let you look at the content anyway, but they try to guilt you into it, like continue without supporting our important cause.
CBS Sports does that.
Or other ones just will not let you do it unless you buy a subscription or turn off your ad blocker. However, many of those, you can actually use the block this element feature to block the blocker, to block the thing that says, hey, you're using an ad blocker. Not all of them, but some of them.
I'm going to try that, because I use an ad blocker as well, and then I get that same message. Oh, we see you're using an ad blocker, so fuck you. Mm-hmm. And then there's the other ones that say, oh, continue using without supporting us.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I watch your TV. I watch CBS TV, so I figure that's enough support for you fuckers.
Right.
I just want to read more about this, but I understand it. It's really sort of no different than stealing music.
Yeah.
I mean, you are stealing their work and using it. It's sort of like how we used to do news, Jess, when we didn't have a machine anymore. Rewrites from the newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, you're stealing somebody else's work and just using it as your own, and then selling it. And that's the other thing about that. You're selling it to a sponsor. You're using stolen material to sell to somebody else.
Right.
And call it. I mean, I know it's a fine line, and it's probably a little bit esoteric, but that's really what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you're stealing somebody else's work.
9 times out of 10, whatever content they've put behind that paywall, you can get for free somewhere else.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, do you want to take the time to fucking search it out?
Yeah.
And usually, like, that's usually something I'll hear. I'll be listening to something, a podcast, or I'm listening to something on NPR or something. I say, ooh, I want to know more about that. Mm-hmm. Or someone will say somebody died, and I say, oh, let me find out more about them. And you can't get any more information. I mean, so it's usually spur of the moment.
What if all that information about Manhandler Soup had been behind a paywall? Where would we be right now?
Chris would still be mocking me.
I mean,
I haven't stopped yet.
Right.
I'd now have the Kentucky Fried steak up my ass, and not just the Salisbury steak.
Well, why not?
I have it all going on. I like Salisbury steak, by the way.
Okay.
I am a fan of the you're not a fan of the Salisbury steak, Jess?
I mean, it's been probably decades since I've had the Salisbury steak, but I don't remember being
Really?
particularly fond of it. No.
Oh, Chris, what about you, Chris?
I don't do the Salisbury steak. I remember throwing up on one when I was young.
I make scratch Salisbury steak, but I'm absolutely a fan of the Salisbury steak, but I also make it from scratch. But I like it from the what is it? I think it's Banquet that makes it. There's there's also the Salisbury steak and macaroni and cheese. I like that meal too, but I don't like it in the frozen form. I don't like frozen meals at all. The only real thing I buy frozen is vegetables. Other than that, we don't use, and that's very few vegetables we buy frozen. Most everything we buy in our house is fresh or not canned, except for canned kidney beans if I'm making chili. I don't use canned much of anything. I don't use frozen meals of anything because quite frankly, I cook way better than they do. I do. It just.
I don't feel like those meals are there for how good they are. They're there for convenience.
Yeah, but you know what? Most shit you can make pretty fucking quickly. Mm-hmm. Like you can make a chicken. You can fucking make a chicken, a whole chicken, put it in the oven, and you can have a chicken in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It takes a tough man to make a tender chicken, Wally.
Oh, I can make a tender. I can make it. I did slow cook one yesterday on the grill, and it cooked for 4 hours. And basically, you keep it under 270 degrees on the grill. And that fucking chicken was so good and smoky tasting and so moist. And, we're having more of it tonight for dinner, and as a leftover. Jody's gonna go home and get it together. We're gonna have some cold chicken sandwiches.
I've got chicken in the crock pot right now.
You have chicken in the crock pot?
I do.
Yeah, I did because everybody was up for football, so I made pulled pork in the crock pot yesterday.
Nice.
Well,
because
then.
pork is cheap, some kind of cheap right now.
Yeah, it is.
You can buy a gigantic loin of fucking pork or a shoulder of pork. Yeah, I think it's like, I think I bought it for 89 cents a pound. It's like, how do you not buy 5 pounds of that? Because you can cut that up and you can get 2 or 3 meals out of it.
Yeah.
That's fucking, it's same with chicken. The chickens are on sale for 99 cents a pound, whole chickens.
Beef
Bet your ass I bought 3
expensive.
of those. What's that?
Beef was crazy expensive yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Beef is ridiculously expensive. Mm-hmm. I don't know how now. The only reason why we will have any steaks is because we have steaks in the freezer that have been in the freezer for like 6 months or 8 months. Mm-hmm. But they're cryo sealed with our. That's what with the food saver.
Yeah.
So they save perfectly. But goddamn, there's no way when I'm seeing steak for $19.99 a pound. Fuck that. Especially the T-bone, half of it's bone. You're paying $19.99, and of the 1.5 pound. Well, if you get a giant steak, half a pound of it is bone.
Yeah.
So here's $19.99 for the dog.
Right.
Have a good time. Like holy fuck. Also, here's the other thing. We turned our heat on here finally. We have the heat on. And we hadn't had it on for a while. What do you run when you have the heat on in your house, what do you run your heat at? What temperature?
Mine's at 67.
Yeah, it was 68 when we're home and 65 when we're not.
62 overnight?
Yeah,
See,
62 overnight.
Fancy, but just leave it at 68. Mm. And summertime, I leave it at, 72, 73.
Oh, God, that's
Don't you have people home all the time, Chris?
For a majority of the time, yeah.
Yeah, so 68 makes sense. See, we have like, I don't know, almost 10 hours a day when there's nobody there. And I might bring it down to 62 because fucking fuel. What do you heat with, Chris?
All. We use all heat.
Oh, oil. Okay, us too. What's the cost for all up there?
I don't watch. I don't know. I just pay the bills.
So here it's almost $4 a gallon. So you
fuck
gotta
that.
be.
That's
It's expensive. God damn, it's expensive to heat.
Well, expensive used to be the auxiliary heat and the heat pump. Jesus Christ, when that quote emergency heat would kick on, oh my God.
Right. Yeah. We heat with the oil too, and it's just too fucking expensive. It's nutty expensive. So you got to sort of, when the kids were up yesterday, the grandkids, oh, Papa, it's chilly in here. And mind you, it's 68 and they're talking about it's chilly. And I tell them, fucking put on a sweatshirt. If you're cold at 68, put on a sweatshirt or get a job.
Hey, look at Jimmy Carter. Remember? We turned down the heat in the White House. Wear my sweater.
You know what? My dad used to infuriate me because he would keep it so cold in the house when I was a kid. And now I probably keep it a little bit colder than he did.
and now my parents, you go over to their house and the medium temperature in that house is probably, I don't know, 78 right now.
Oh God, I couldn't stand it.
I would die.
You walk in there and it's just like,
Me too.
Mom, it's so hot in here. She's like, it feels so good, Christopher. Okay, Mom. Whatever you say,
I could not. Well, I will tell you what. So last night it was we had a frost last night. I slept outside.
Again?
I slept outside of my outside bed. Yeah, I like my outside bed. Yeah, I slept outside. I went out around 10 o'clock and no, I went out later than that. I went around 11:30 and because I watched the news first. Yeah, I went around 11:30 and I slept outside.
No fucking way.
I sleep so good in the cold.
I do too, but I like to be inside.
Well, I don't mind being outside. Then it's not horrible. I lost my glasses, you guys. I'm looking for my glasses because I can't see right now. It's
fucking black. I guess so.
Yeah, it is pitch black, and I don't know where my glasses went.
They can't be far. You just took them off your face.
Yeah, I don't know where they went. They probably slid off the seat. Oh, well, I know the way from here. I know the way from here. I'll figure it out. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know where they are. That's shitty because
tonight
that's shitty.
On Wally, Bruce, and Braille driving.
Yeah.
No, you know what though? I do have an auxiliary pair. I have a backup pair. See, you can tell that I've got issues with remembering shit and stuff. I have a backup pair of glasses in my car.
So do I.
They're in here. I have a backup pair of.
Yeah, I do too.
Do you lose them? Oh, you do too. So it's not.
For me,
so it's not weird.
They're just an old pair. Like I get a new pair every year.
Yeah.
And so they're just an old pair. The prescription's probably slightly different, but in a pinch, if I were to break my glasses or something, I would have a backup.
Yeah, I remember. So my wife wears glasses. Jody wears glasses, and I remember her backup pair. She had the Judith Light glasses. Like, her backup pair was it was so fucking big.
My father,
he
was going around the house one day in his auxiliary glasses, if you will, because I think somebody stepped on the other ones, the fucking oaf.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's walking around in these glasses and I look at him, he looks at me. I said, just say it. I said, I can't, Pop. It's just fucking say it. And I'm like, Dad, yes. Did you borrow your glasses from Sally Jesse Raphael?
My wife's glasses were so fucking big, and I couldn't understand why her glasses. But they were like 3 prescriptions old, but they were still okay. But they were just humongous on her face. It looked like a guppy.
Jesus Christ.
It did. It made me laugh like a motherfucker to see her with those
guppy.
on.
A guppy. God damn.
Just big giant eyes. And also, the kind of glasses that make your eyes look bigger than they are, give you like a Marty Feldman look. I mean, she didn't have a cockeye eye, but just her eyes, it makes her eyes look bulgy or like, who's the comedian? dead comedian, bulgy
Well,
eyes.
there's a lot of them.
African American comedian, Bernie Mac.
Oh, okay.
That's a funny motherfucker, by the way.
Yeah, he was.
He was a funny motherfucker. You know who else was a funny guy? Was Robin Harris. Do you remember him? He used to do that big Bebe Kids. Oh man, he was a funny guy. God damn. Just funny people. Just these funny people that are gone. Yeah, that's what her eyes look like. Just big, gigantic, silver dollar eyeballs, and you can't laugh at your wife. You can't laugh at your spouse or your partner that way.
No,
without
you just talked
catching
about her
some
on
flack.
a podcast.
What's that? I cut it out.
No, you just talk about her on a podcast.
That's
easiest
it.
way.
Because she can't slap me, and by the time, because she's a year older than I am, so that by the time she gets home, she's forgotten what I said. She's like, man, she can't. She knows I said something derogatory, but she can't remember what it is, so she really can't get too mad. That's what you have to do. So here's my advice to the young people out there. Young people, if you want to say derogatory things about your parents or your partner as you get older, get a podcast and say it about them.
Listen, my mother would remember.
Oh, well, you got a mother of a different sort.
I talked to her a couple of days ago, and she said, I put your phone number back in my phone. And
nice.
I said, you had taken my phone number out of your phone? She said, yes, because I decided my kids were not treating me very well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mama San's got some problems.
Listen.
Just saying. Not saying anything that you're not aware of or out of school here.
Well.
My kids don't treat me well. I'm pulling their number out of my phone.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. Oh, gosh, I need to call my daughter. What's her number? Fuck you.
I have to wait till she calls me in a year and a half. God damn.
Yeah.
I'll wait till Christmas. I'll get her number again.
Yeah.
Hey, and listen, by the way, tell your sister what's up for me, would you?
My sister?
No, Wally.
Oh, from my mother. I got it.
Oh.
Listen, the conversation was not that different from that.
The what?
I said the conversation actually wasn't that different than that.
Really?
Not about my sister, but no, we're not gonna get into all the family drama.
Yeah, just listen. If you want to call me mom, just call Klondike 5 1 2 3 4.
Call Pennsylvania 56000.
That's exactly. And that number's
65000.
disconnected now.
Yeah.
They tore down the hotel. I was up at Penn Station, and it's that building's gone.
Really?
Oh, there's no more Pennsylvania 65000?
No, gone.
Wow.
Oh man, such a it just shows me more how just the world that I love just going away.
It is. They're taking it all away from us.
They really are. They're taking it all away. So Jess, it feels like your mom has a notebook and just writes shit down and thumbs through it every day. Oh yeah, Jess said that.
I don't think she needs
Jess
a
didn't
notebook.
call me.
The woman's got the woman's got a mind like a steel trap, and she remembers everything.
Oh, your mom's got a steel trap, all right.
Listen, she's still bringing up shit that she thinks I did wrong when I was 10.
Yeah, that's not good. See, that's not good for all kinds of. That's a person. So we've often talked about this because we've all been in therapy, and we all recognize the benefits of therapy. And the thing, the underlying part of successful therapy, is forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom will never. She's going to take your number out of her phone 2 or 3 more times.
Oh. Easily.
You know she is.
The only reason she hasn't unfriended me on Facebook is because the last time she did that, I almost wouldn't let her come back.
How bad is that your mom, you get that's just hard. You get a instant message from you. Can we be friends?
She,
That's just
okay, listen,
unbelievable.
when this happened, she she said once she wasn't mad at me anymore, she had sent me a Facebook friend request and I didn't accept it. And I said, I just feel like maybe that's a boundary we should keep. And she hung up on me. And then she would leave comments on other family members' posts about how her daughter wouldn't be her Facebook friend.
Yeah, well, it's funny about that because I'm actually looking for your mom right now, and I figured it would say that we had one mutual friend, and there's none with her name that has a mutual friend. So I think you need to check your Facebook. Okay.
Wait a minute. You were Facebook friends with my mother?
No, I'm looking through for your mother here because I remember her name, and I figured it would say one mutual friend and then add friend, but it doesn't say there's a mutual friend.
Oh, well, no.
Did she unfriend you?
No, I
for
just
anybody
looked.
with her name.
I'm still friends with her.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm looking right at her page.
What's her picture look like?
It's an old picture of her and my stepfather from when they got married.
Is it in black and white or in color?
It's in color, but it's like 80s 80s color.
Huh. God, I guess she blocked me because of something I said about you because I don't see that picture.
She blocked Chris.
She may very well have because she went on a trend for a while where she was either attacking friends of mine and my brothers or blocking them.
Yeah, that could be because I do not. Well, hold on. What is this? But no, that person lives in London. Let's see. Yeah, I don't. Wow, isn't that something? I used to stalk the fuck out of that because it was fun to see.
This is insanity.
Hold on, now I got to look through his friends here. God,
it could be literally insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Jess, I can't. I just don't even understand this stuff. Like, so I'm friends with my daughter, but I've been friends with my daughter on her Facebook and my son. But I never write on there. I never write anything to them through Facebook. Yeah. I was only friends when they were younger because that was the rule. Because I didn't want them to, be putting inappropriate shit on, or if I thought they were, maybe being bullied by somebody, I might say something to them.
But see,
never on their Facebook, just in person. I might say, listen, I think that person's being kind of rude to you. You ought to think about whether or not that's the right friend to have.
Now take that and then actually do it on their Facebook page when they're 40.
Yeah, I would never. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that when they were 13.
No, but
I certainly wouldn't do it, now.
Yeah, no.
Wow, and that's funny. Yeah. I'm looking through comments on everything on Jess's page. I don't see anything from her mother.
She's not really on Facebook much anymore, although she did tell me the other day that she's looking forward to getting back to it.
Good.
But no, she hasn't commented on my stuff in a really long time.
Well, I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see.
Too.
Hey,
Me too.
I got a 5:00 engagement that I got to get to. So.
Yeah.
Well, you're already late, my friend.
But let me just run two things by you real quick. What the fuck ever happened to Daryl Hannah?
Yeah, what did happen to Daryl Hannah?
You know what? I think that she had a bad case with Jackson Brown, right? Wasn't he really abusive to her?
Oh, is that what it was?
Was he?
Yeah, and then she disappeared. Yeah, I think Jackson Brown was an abusive guy. Physically abusive to her.
Huh.
Yeah. And then she sort of disappeared.
They're not going bowling then.
No.
No. So I don't know what happened to her. The last thing I saw her in was what? The 50-foot woman or something? Wasn't she in that? Attack of the 50-foot woman?
I haven't seen her since what? Mermaid or whatever the fuck that was? Splash, yeah.
Hannah and her sisters. Well, she was in Hannah and her sisters, I think.
Yeah,
she's been arrested for activism over the last few years.
Well, at least she's doing something.
She's been arrested?
For activism, yeah.
Wow.
What does that mean? Arrested for activism? What the fuck does that mean?
When
we won't wear no bra.
Like, what you're doing?
I don't know.
We should say it. What's your other thing, Chris?
The other thing was just the John Roth joke, so we can end it
go
properly.
Ahead. Make it happen.
This is again from his archive. He asked me the other day. He said, "Christopher, what do you call a sleepwalking nun?"
What?
I said, "What, Pop? What the fuck are you even talking about?" I said, "A Roman Catholic." Oh.
All right.
Talk to you all Sunday.
All right. Bye, guys.
Chicken time for me. Yep. Talk to you Sunday. Bye, y'all.
Enjoy your cock. Bye-bye.